Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the S-Team Podcast. I'm Jack Millington, and joining me this week, as usual, as ever, it's the return of Matty Morris.
Wait, when did I leave?
You were gone for 2 weeks, you came back.
It's been 2 weeks already.
Yeah, been 2 weeks.
Oh, hi guys.
It's been 2 weeks, we've come back. We said we'd be back on at least a semi-regular basis, whether that be once a week or once every 2 weeks. Not joining us this week is Mikey, simply because he's off
Waxing his little beast.
I was going to say polishing his cow, but you can make up in your mind whether that's a euphemism or not. How are you, Matt? Are you good?
I'm stressed.
People, anyone who doesn't know, Matty's in the middle of university exams, and then he's getting ready for his appearance on the BBC Two show, the University Challenge.
Bullshit.
What is 10 plus 10?
100.
No. Anyhow,
No, wait, 110.
Anyway, we've got a good podcast for you this week. We've got a review coming as well from myself, and a number of other things.
I got some gaming news.
We've got a lot of gaming news, as well as what's going to come out next month too, which will be interesting. Obviously, with Mikey not here, we're going to rip the shit out of him, but it's no different from when we're normally here.
One rip. The first rip will be Mikey can't drive.
I'm not partaking in this, but Matty will do it all for me.
Yes.
But obviously, as you know, we play a song at the start of every one of our podcasts.
We're doing this again.
Yes, we are.
Like the last time when I epically failed.
I'm just hoping you. Well, you knew the song.
Yeah, I know the song.
I hope you know this song. It's quite popular.
Uh-oh.
And I know if Mikey was here, he'd know it. But whether you'll get it is another matter. It is popular though.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play it. It'll take a bit of time before it kicks in. I say it's a couple of minutes, seconds. Yay, Matty got it. I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, I get up again.
I'm pretty sure that was in the first Shrek movie.
I could just, for the record, for anyone who doesn't know the name of that song, it's actually called Tub Thumping. And it's by a band called Chumbawamba, or Chumbawamba I think it's pronounced. And the song itself
Was released by
Chumbawamba.
Oh, I said back.
I'm not gonna give you any clues. A bit of backstory behind this while Matty has a think about what year it was. It was actually, they got inspired in the political world, and they wanted to pick a song that's to do with politics, now they've been knocked back and stuff like that. So they made this song. They actually got offered a $1.5 million deal by Nike to use it in an upcoming a football game at the time. I'm not going to say what football game because that would be a clue. I will say afterwards when Matty's guest. But this song's brilliant. It is a cracking song. It is a bit associated with football, admittedly, because it was in a FIFA game back in the day. But
World Championship or...
I'm not telling you what it was. That'd be a clue. I'm not giving you any clues.
Okay, I'm going 94.
1994. You got the right decade.
That's good.
It's a bit too early.
Shit.
Came out in 1997.
That's close.
The thing with this song is, I can say it now. They got £1.5 million offer. I think it might have been $1.5 million. I'm not sure. By Nike to use it in an upcoming commercial for the World Cup, and it was in FIFA World Cup '98 as well. It took them, in their own words, it took them 30 seconds to say no to that, because that's not what it was supposed to be used for football. It's supposed to be a significant meaning, allegedly.
For what? Politics?
Just in general, just stuff in general. There was a reason for it. I may have forgotten.
Yeah.
But that's understandable. But the first piece of news that we're going to talk about, we're not going to talk too much about Manchester because there's still a lot we don't know, and quite frankly, I think everything that's been said in the news has already been said. I don't think us two idiots would be well qualified enough to talk about it, but we do offer our sympathies.
Agreed.
Of course, to the 22 that died. But we are gonna do a tribute to someone else who died this week.
The name's Bond. James
Roger
Bond.
Sir Roger Moore passed away this week on the 23rd of May, which is 5 days ago, which would be Tuesday.
Yes.
Would be, wouldn't it? Because it's Sunday today, so. And
No, wait. Would have been Monday.
5 days. Tuesday would be the 23rd, Wednesday
was on the
24th.
24th, that was a Tuesday.
25th would be Thursday, 26th would be Friday, 27th would be Sunday, 20th today.
It was my exam on Wednesday.
Mate,
Shit.
mate, you went the wrong exam. You went to the wrong one. Oh, I wondered why it was in French.
Oh, yeah, it was Wednesday. Right, my bad.
For those people that don't know, Roger Moore was born back in 1927, so he'd been on that planet for a long sodding time, 90 years for that matter. He was the only child when he was born in Stockwell in London, and he lived a very good life. You know, he lived in a good grammar school at Battersea, and then he was evacuated during the Second World War, which he'd have been 12 when the war outbroke. Or he'd have been 11, sorry, because he was born in October. And then obviously he was 18, went on and did his national service and everything. But where did he started in his early work back in 1945, so he'd have been 18. Yeah, he'd have been 18 at the time. He worked in a number of print and advertising. If you say print advertising, I'll have to explain that. It is basically like newspaper prints. I know you know what it is, but for people that are younger than us, won't know. And he did knitwear, and he got a nickname called the Big Knit, which back then would have been appropriate. Now, if you say the Big Knit to someone, it'd be like he's got a big knit in his hair or something like that. But he did loads. He did a few stuff. He did his first television appearance in 1949, which was a live broadcast, which back in those days was quite usual. Now it's all pre-recorded. And then he signed up with MGM, you know, the big filmmaker, you know, the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, you know, the Lion.
They make Bond. Basically.
They make the Bond films, and he took part in loads of different films during that time. And then he did a bit of stuff with Warner Brothers as well in the late 50s. But he then started to get a bit of a name for himself for a few stuff. So he was in he played the hero Wilfred of Ivanhoe during a TV series which ran for a bit. I think it ran for 2 years.
Not bad.
2 years, not two. Set in you know, Richard Lionheart era, so 12th century and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And it was all dealing with Ivanhoe's conflict with he'd have been Prince John back then, and everything that happened around there. He did some of that. He moved into another role called the Alaskans, which again was 37 episodes long, an hour long each one, and he moved on from that into Maverick, where he was started again. So this is really the big role for making the show The Saint, and he was cast by Lou Grade back in, I think it had been late 61, and he shot The Saint. I don't know if anyone's ever watched The Saint, but it's awesome. He played Simon Templar.
Was he a bad guy?
No, he was a good guy. And the TV show itself was made in the UK, but they had an eye on the American market like they did in the 60s if they wanted to make it big. And he carried a sort of agent style suave attitude, which he then took on to Bond a few years later. But he did some. I mean, it ran for a long time. It ran for like 6 seasons and lasted about 7 years. 118 episodes, and he enjoyed doing it to begin with, but he started to get tired towards the end. He wanted a bit of a change, because obviously when you stay in a TV show for that long, if you're used to everything, you might want a new challenge, which he did. He went off and did 2 films, but then he jumped in for 2 one-off TV shows in the Persuaders, which is another great TV series. But then he popped off in 1973 for Bond.
James Bond.
He did, and he was allegedly he could have got the job earlier, but because he was TV commitments to The Saint and a couple of other things, he didn't get it until that. Like, obviously we had the film with George Lazenby in between him and.
I hate that movie.
It wasn't a bad movie at all. I'm probably one of the few. But then he popped up. He got the job as Bond, and
sorry.
Diamonds Are Forever. It was his first one, man.
I was just thinking.
It's Goldfinger. Why are you doing Moonraker today with a Goldfinger tune?
Because it sounds cool.
Moonraker.
What was the other one? Octopussy.
It was 1983. Yeah. He did some good films. I mean, he did The Man with the Golden Gun, Moonraker, For Your Eyes Only, Octopussy, and A View to a Kill. But for me, the best one he did was The Spy Who Loved Me. That was the best one he did.
I honestly need to watch them all again.
Such a good film. And
get me into wearing a tux.
he was 45 when he started and Live and Let Die. He was 45. And then when he was 58 when he retired.
Jeez.
And he was like he's the only person in history who, after playing Bond, ended up living a lifestyle of just basically being Bond but in real life, but without any guns. Just he had all the women and the money and the debonair lifestyle and the money and more women and the debonair lifestyle.
The real life Bond.
He did. He was effectively, and he played that role brilliantly. He played that sort of suave, sophisticated, charming Bond. Even when he was, and even in his last film, A View to a Kill, I still liked him a lot. He was grand. And then
it was his charm that got him.
It was his charm, yeah. And he had to lose a bit of weight and stuff and dyed his hair before he could get the job.
Was he grey?
But he didn't. After Bond, he didn't appear in films much after that. He decided not to. He stayed away for 5 years.
I've seen him in like a few cameos, but apart from that,
yeah, he did cameos. That's what he did. And have you ever heard of Spit and Image? They did like a sort of comedy sort of sketch of him where he was like someone impersonated him being dressed up in latex and stuff. And a lot of people went Spit and Image a lot of them took it in good jest, and he was the same. He thought it was funny. Which, nowadays if you took the mick, I was like, oh, very upset, hurt my feelings.
Oh, very upset, complain, Facebook, Twitter, everyone must know.
Yeah, and he didn't do much films after that, after A View to a Kill. In fact, he went on a long period where he didn't actually do anything at all. But
except
he didn't have to. Yeah, exactly. He didn't have to because he was enjoying his lifestyle, and so be it. But a great man's gone. And it's sad, really, but he was cool and we liked him, and that's the main thing.
Exactly. Next story. Yeah, I've got one. A stupid one. It's the orange-faced Trump of America.
What?
Right. They were all doing the leaders' meetings back in last week.
Yes.
Well, there's a video online.
They were the summit, wasn't it?
Yeah, the summit. There's a video online where we're all lining up to take a pitch, and Donald just barges through it just to get in front. Barge, suit up. Have you seen it?
No.
Should.
I to be honest with you, we've got a general election looming over us, so I'm really concentrated on that at the moment. I'm not bringing any election news or much of it until.
Don't bring any.
I'm gonna.
Oh, please don't.
But unfortunately, the week that the general election is on, E3 is also on, so it will be an E3 podcast that week. So you'll be spared.
Did you see the Corbyn talk on the?
He's come out. He's come out of it very well.
Not after that political show.
What, with Andrew Neil?
Yeah.
The only thing he slipped up on was the news. But we all know his position on it. So it was kind of like
photo.
So he was kind of like, you're asking a question to which we already know of.
I did.
And he grilled it and he didn't give him a straight answer, but
you know what he's going to do.
We knew what he was going to be like with that anyway. I wouldn't. The opinion polls have actually completely slashed down now. Apparently he's now only 5 points behind Theresa May in the general election standings, which is a lot closer than what it was.
All it is just talk, and they won't actually do a lot of it.
No, but the thing is, it's down to the people.
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
most people are voting Labour because of Fox hunting.
Well, some people, not everyone.
A lot.
Some people. No, it's not. It's a very vocal minority, as per. Which, I don't like fox hunting. I don't see the point of it. If you want to get sport, you could easily make it. People who do fox hunting that bored. Like, if they got that much money to go out and just
buy a hut or something.
why don't you just? If you're going to hunt for something, why don't you
hunt politicians?
No, because Dick Cheney did that in America once and shot his advisor. He'd laugh, but it's a true story.
Sorry.
He was out hunting for pigeons and he shot his advisor. He said he accidentally shot him. Bollocks to Dick. If you've never, I don't know if anyone's ever seen Dick Cheney. He's not the type of person to accidentally do something. He might have accidentally left his glasses at home. Yeah, that's something he'd do. He doesn't accidentally shoot. Big 12 gauge shotgun here. Poof. Oh shit.
Oh,
Big
I
Dick
accidentally
Cheney.
shot you.
Him and George Bush, Big Dick Cheney. Jesus Christ. Mental nutcases. I think, in a quick regard to the election, it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I think a surprise result could be on their cards because, let's be honest, the opinion polls have got Brexit and Donald Trump's election wrong. Although, again, my predictions beforehand were of those two. I'm not going to make a prediction again because third time usually spells the end of it all.
The one thing I'm not looking forward to, though, is you've got those few people who vote because they think it won't happen, so they're just wasting their vote.
I don't think that's not really the case anymore because
I honestly do think there are some people like that.
There are. And
Dumbos, Mikey.
No, because Mikey votes for what he thinks.
That's my second insult.
No, you can't have that one because
why?
Although as raging as that young man can be sometimes, and as silly as we all can be at times, he votes for what he believes. He does follow what he believes, although admittedly stubborn. He does at least most of the time goes through what he's thinking of, and that's not untrue.
In my head, it's either save the nukes or save the foxes. It's either one or the other. That's the main issues that have been brought up.
What would you rather have? That's a good question. I'll tell you what, politics talk, because this story is only going to be a very quick mention anyway, so...
Politics talk. Which would I rather have? Nukes?
Well, no, what's your stance on nukes?
Need them.
Why? I'm not questioning your judgment, I'm saying why would you want them?
It's a scare factor.
To what though?
Everybody else.
So
the
point that I always put across to people is
they're not going to get rid of them, so why? Well, we can.
Why? But let's be honest. Let's say we go to war with America or Russia. It probably won't happen. But if we do, we could have 10 nukes for that matter. Russia's got how many nukes have Russia got? Our country will be obliterated by the time we launch 4 off. I just don't see the point. I'd rather invest in defence mechanisms against nuclear attacks. I think that would be a better idea. Maybe I should be Prime Minister.
Maybe. So what? EMP the nukes are dropped on somebody else's country.
You could in theory. I know you joke about it and it is funny, but you could in theory develop a strategy that could combat against nuclear weapons. It's not impossible. You could do it so that the explosion goes off, but no release of toxins and gases that would kill people.
Right, this is a stupid idea, but bear with me.
It's not going to be your planting trees around London again, is it? It's not going to be on that scale, is it?
It's not that. Well, it's bizarre.
Oh god, go on.
If they invested some money in a protective shield,
that's the thought I've always had. A protective shield that would go up into
around the aisles.
Okay, I'm thinking more of an electronic shield that is not sort of
not like a.
I know what you mean. It's not like what Donald Trump should be in a wall.
It's like the Destiny shield, that's Destiny 2 gameplay trailer.
Yes.
Like the guy has a shield, like that, but country massive size.
I'm thinking more. The only way you could do it is an electronic one. I don't think you could do that because, let's be honest, that type of technology we're not there yet. But I think something with an electrical kill switch, because it can only detonate on impact if the trigger mechanism is launched, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But that's
if the trigger mechanism is switched off, it'll just land. I mean, there would still be, of course, a risk of it going off.
Or you could get big planes, fast planes, hooks on, hook the missile, pull up, and guide it somewhere else.
Oh great, let's just destroy space while we're at it. A great idea.
Well, at least nothing will be destroyed.
See. So how far are we about these? Let's say these planes you've created. Let's just talk about it. This plane you've created.
Blackbird. Yes.
Blackbird can do what 30 miles into outer space, just roughly, right?
Okay. Advance them a bit.
Right.
Space technology.
It'd be too expensive. It'd be too expensive.
Well, I'd rather do invest so you're safe.
Don't say have a big slingshot to launch out into space, because it will still fuck up our atmosphere anyway because of the nuclear cloud.
Teleportation.
Moving on.
No, we didn't get to choose between foxes or... I thought that was the question.
No.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm talking to you about nukes. I know what everyone's opinion here about the foxes. We don't see the point. We don't see the point of fox hunting. So it's not that I have a problem with. It's not that I have a problem with people hunting. I don't see the point. That's why. That's where my issue is.
Have you seen how cute the foxes are? They're so cute.
I think hunting should be a thing when there needs to be a cull of disease, or there is a cull in the sense that
get rid of useless people.
No, because I'm not frigging Roberto Duval who's in bloody Philippines. That's not. Is it Duarte? Sorry. But the problem is, let's say you've got too many. Ooh, I don't know. What's a bad animal that spread, like rats or like stuff. I can understand a cull then if they're carrying out diseases and they're being a plague on society and nature and killing off other local ecosystems.
When there's a plague, that means you know there's too many humans on the earth.
No.
Yeah.
No, if you get so foot and mouth is man's fault.
Well, foot and mouth is a way to...
No, it's from cows.
We are the disease.
No.
Have you seen how much we've fucked up the planet?
That's not my fault.
Oh no, it's not your fault, but you're going to pay the price anyway.
I'm not. I'm not. I'll be dead, but I just feel sorry for my grandkids because they're going to be... Other piece of news, motorsport news.
Ooh.
Proton are back in the WRC, not in the big league, in the WRC 2 league. They've got a production car at the moment called the Proton Iris, and they've decided we're going to make an R5 car. So they're going to be taking part in WRC 2, I think from next year onwards, with the Iris, and it's a cracking looking thing. I've got a couple of pictures here. And this is the Iris. It's a very nifty little car.
This looks like a Corsa.
But better.
Yeah.
And that hopefully will be going on. So it's by the same people who, MEM, who did the Proton Saturn Neo, the big yellow one that they had years back. It's by the same company. They've got a car that's available to them and they've gone, yeah, factory effort, that sounds like a grand idea. And the Protons are back and I'm going to be looking forward to driving them in WRC 8. I'm super looking forward to that because I like Proton. They've got a good nifty little car.
Ooh, I got another idea for self-defense.
We're not
build an Enterprise.
We're not on that. Go away.
Oh, build Star Trek Enterprise. Proton torpedo that nuke. Yes, sir, Captain.
Couple of one piece of news that's actually related to Manchester. It's in the main news. It's not directly to do with Manchester, but obviously after the events that happened on Monday, politicians they took 2 days off campaign, and rightly so because the country was still in mourning. A former UKIP politician, you keep out of our country, which is what UKIP stands for, has demanded that should almost be in weird news because it makes me laugh. Has demanded the death penalty be introduced for suicide bombers.
To be honest, there's been a lot
the death
of people...
penalty for suicide bombers. Just think of that statement for a second.
I get the fact it's impossible because they're dead.
No, they're going to say, right, so you want to blow up the country, so what we're going to do is we're going to kill you when you come and attempt it. Don't think they're arse.
No.
It's just...
There's been people saying that...
Who said this?
Oh.
So, calling for the death penalty, much needs to be done to eradicate this evil. I
think he's talking about the problem as a whole, not just the individual.
No, it says here for suicide bombers.
Yeah,
no one else in particular.
He's talking about
she, not he. When have you met a bloke called Janice? Apart from Mikey when he dresses up as Michelle on a Friday.
G-bar.
G-bar for Mike.
What was I going to say?
It just says...
He's talking about the problem as a whole, like terrorism as a whole.
But she specifically mentioned the death penalty be introduced for suicide bombers.
Terrorists.
No, just suicide bombers. Doesn't say terrorists anywhere in the.
Well, she said doesn't specify terrorists.
She specified suicide bombers. I've got the bloody story here.
Oh, she should have said terrorists.
That's what I mean.
What an idiot.
Like, you're a suicide bomber, and you want to bring back a politician goes, "Oh, we're going to make sure you're dead."
Bang.
All right, cool. I don't think they're going to be arsed. But hey, that's the.
Oh, we got your lighter stories because we've gone off the course.
We've got one great story which is in weird news. Now it involves death.
Ah, for fuck's sake!
But it's brilliant because it's a case of irony.
What's in that box before we start? The Amazon box.
It's an Amazon box with something in it. Now, in Johannesburg. Now, do you know where Johannesburg is? South Africa.
Oh, right.
A man called friggin' Nora, this is her name and a half. Funis Buffer, he's white, 51, died on Friday afternoon during a hunt in Gwai in Zimbabwe. Oh right, okay, so the person is reporting from Johannesburg. Okay, cool.
Is this the elephant death?
Yeah, when a member of his group fired at a storming elephant cow and the animal fell on him.
Yeah, I saw that.
Everything he deserved.
Who the hell tries to kill... Stupid seller.
Mute. Just mute, easy.
Mute.
3 elephants apparently stormed the hunters, and a 4th one stormed them from the side. One of the hunters shot her after she'd lifted the guy with her trunk. The shot was fatal as the elephant collapsed. She fell on top of him. Now, I have no remorse for these people who go out. Now, the only people I have remorse with, people who do this, who go out for sport, and they genuinely do it as a sport, as in they go fist-to-fist combat with a tiger. Now, if you do that, you deserve my praise. Okay, because
as long as you don't kill the animal.
No. If you go hand-to-hand combat with a tiger and you win,
you
should be able to keep that fucking tiger. Right? Yeah. Imagine if someone, right? Imagine if you're in a position where you're getting attacked by a tiger. You haven't done anything. You're just in its territory, and it attacks you. You go hand-to-hand combat, and you have to defend yourself, and you kill the tiger. Right?
I'll just do a bark. Woof.
And you'd be dead.
Hey, I'm good with animals.
You fuff. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Every dog that comes near me. Streaky. Aww.
What? Every dog that comes near you while its owner's frantically trying to pull it away from you.
Pretty much.
See what I mean?
But and cats.
Cats aren't animals. Anyway,
they are.
They're just basically luxury humans.
Yeah, true.
Now, this if you go, as I was saying, if you go to hand combat with a tiger, and you beat a tiger, say you're defending someone, you should be regarded as a friggin' god of a man.
When you say beat, do you mean like tame, so he's your pet?
No, as in beat it, as in kill it.
I
don't like killing animals, but if it's in self-defence...
Still wouldn't kill it.
I fucking would. If it's my life or the tiger's, I'm going to go all out. You... Don't come crying to me when your face has been mauled off and you go, I tried to take
see my face, it's just...
Don't come crying to me when you've got no testicles left and you go, the tiger beats me and I wanted to try and tame it. And I'll be like, yeah, with my dead tiger next to me. I don't condone... It's not a sport if you've got a gun. That's an advantage. A sport is something that is in equalish terms. You know, if you had, maybe, I don't know, something to swing at, like a club, like they did in the Sawsooth days. It's not really, because you've still got to go up against the big tiger.
And the claws.
And the claws. They've got claws.
And a tail.
And a human has a big rock. Or a big bat.
Or a branch.
You're going to do no damage with a branch.
You're
throwing a twig at it.
The power of the leaf compels you. Go away, tiger. Wish-wash.
As I was saying though, if you go 1-1 and you're fighting for your life and you beat a tiger, then I do not blame you. You've done well done. I've seen people in the past fight tigers, and to be fair to them, you know, good on you. You fought a tiger. I mean, you didn't win, but at least you tried. I mean, one guy lost a leg, but he was still alive, to be fair to him. Played. He got my respect. He's dead now. Got run over by a car. But the point of the matter, I know, it's strange how that works.
I survived a tiger attack.
Got run over by a car. Not a nice way to end that life. But that happened, and I just think it's hilarious that one of those big game hunters finally got what they deserve. Maybe next time, maybe we should just fly drones and just attack them every time.
You're attacking animals. Die!
Maybe not kill them, but...
Oh, right.
Because they are still human beings, no matter how twisted they are. It's you. You're mental. Now,
we've got any happy news?
we do. We've got some Iceland news. For once, it's not Tesco.
Wait, Iceland. Oh yeah, Iceland shop. Got it.
Oh, come on. Now, a woman by the name of Michelle Simpson was in Iceland's Southampton store with her daughter Ashley when an employee of the store took a phone call from a prankster with an Irish accent.
Okay, let's see how this is going.
No, you don't. Now, in Southampton on April the 5th, this story's only just come out the past few days, by the way. Another mystery prankster rather, posing as someone from Iceland's head office, duped the employees and shoppers with a tempting offer at winning $3,000 as a prize. Tasks from this prank included getting the workers to lick the shoppers' feet and crouch down so Michelle and Ashley, these are the customers, could rest their legs on them. The caller even convinced the employees to pretend to be a vacuum cleaner. During the ordeal, the pair had to revert to the workers as beasts, and at one point she was made to find a tall and beautiful person in the shop to pass the phone on to. After about... And now, you might think, well, you know, to win $3,000, would you do that for $3,000? For the kick-off? No, I wouldn't lick anyone's fucking feet.
No.
Not for $3,000. Maybe for 10 million. But
no.
As long as they've been thoroughly well cleaned and have just come out of the bath.
Yep.
Now, the worst thing is of all this licking feet, resting them, being called beasts, quite humiliating. Now, any smart person after a couple of minutes or so would have figured that out and gone, no, I'm not doing that, I don't fancy it. Oh. These people had been cottoned on. It took them 40 minutes for them to realise it was a hoax. 40 minutes.
They actually did it.
40 minutes.
That's funny.
The worst thing is, this isn't the first time it's happened this month.
In Iceland?
No, it happened in Pound World as well the other month. Genuinely.
Same location?
No.
Same Irish accent?
No, it was stuff like they had to I think the employees had to be like got ridden like horses, so it's just like how are you people that thick? Like $3,000. Can you lick someone's feet, customer's feet? I'd rather eat a sample of my stool, to be brutally honest with you, than do that. And I can do that for free. You know what I mean? I'm not licking. What a thick twat.
Yep.
In other news,
this
is it's a return to form for weird American news.
Oh,
it is
long awaited.
It's one of the best ones because it comes from Texas in middle school. So let's say year 9. I don't know.
Yeah, it will be.
That's 7th grade students, so there's about year 8, isn't it? I think for them. I think their years are a bit different to ours. Now, you know how when you're in high school or even in primary school over there, you get awards like, you know, in the future it says most likely to do this, most likely to go as scientist, most likely to be a footballer.
Oh, don't let me guess.
No, don't guess. Just think. You're not allowed to guess. There's a girl by the name of Lizeth Villanueva. She's a 13-year-old student at Auntie Aguirre Junior High in Houston. And
most likely to be the prostitute.
No. Worse. You're not allowed to guess because I'm not telling you. Do you know what she got given? Not most likely to be a scientist or a sports teacher or a sports coach or anything like that. No. Liz Villanueva got given the award for most likely to become a terrorist. Honest to God.
That's not good. Did anybody else get a bad one, or was it just her?
Just apparently, Liz's mum told the station that the principal apologised in person, but she wants the teacher to face discipline and maybe, get fired at least. It's just like, if someone had done that in the UK, their career would be over. Like in 2 days they'd be on the streets. Like,
pretty much.
Who? It's 2017. Who, in their right mind, gives out an award to a 13-year-old kid as most likely to become a terrorist? Like, it's just
probably one who was quite drunk the other day.
beggars belief. I was, when I first read that, I was laughing. I felt sorry for this poor girl, but I couldn't stop laughing because I thought it could only happen in Texas. Couldn't happen anywhere else, could it?
No. Definitely not around here.
Now I've got something. It's been a long time since we've done Fuck Up of the Week. We haven't had a chance to do it. These were these little stories that I always put in between weird news and gaming news because they were quite funny. Now, this one this week is Comeback Returned. And, well, it's pretty brutal, this one.
Okay. Is it America?
There is no location. I don't know. It's just,
ooh,
as I always say,
mystery.
as I always say, the fuck up of the week. I quote what this person is saying. I read it from their perspective. So this happened a few weeks back. And I'll read out the story as it's written on here.
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Go.
A few weeks ago, I had a housewarming party with about 15 of my mates and my SO standing for significant other.
Mm-hmm.
After many consecutive hours of drinking, I was in my bedroom and saw my significant other in the bathroom. Me, being the charming Casanova I am, grabbed her and threw her onto the bed. That concluded foreplay. I didn't want to leave the job unfinished. So, what he did was, he, I love his phrase there, he dropped his pants and to his ankles and lined up my built-in missile for its target. Bang, straight in. Initially I remember thinking something didn't feel right, but I was committed to the cause and didn't want to leave the job unfinished. Good man.
I was about to say break his penis.
Yep. More discomfort followed as the party went on through the house, but I paid it off because I was too drunk. Time to change up the positions. I noticed a little bit of blood. All good, I've run the Red River before and I'm not afraid to do it again. And I eventually pulled out to have a look. Holy Mother of God. From my belly button down looked like a murder scene, and the look on my SO's face led me to believe it was. Frantic cleaning ensues as I'm doing everything I can to calm my red lightsaber down and inspect the damage. My SO is upset and crying thinking it's her blood, and I'm trying to make everything good again, so I put my pants on, hide my blood-soaked Hawaii t-shirt and get another beer. Anyway, I carry on with my drinking until I fell asleep at around 4 AM. Woke up the next day feeling like I'd dragged my jewels over broken glass. I struggled to find the courage to have a look.
I don't want.
When I do, I see dried blood and horrible colours of bruising all over my balls. Admit to my SO that it's my blood.
He didn't explode the bollocks, did he?
No. Admit it to my SO that it's my blood and not hers, and we drive to the hospital while I'm crying on the inside from the fear of getting stitches. Now, before I say what happened, I will say this. The doctor said to take it easy. My significant other was banned from seducing me for 2 weeks while I worked up the courage to have a wank again without having another PTSD episode. There are easier ways to get the 2 days off work, and always make sure the engine is warmed up before you go from first to sixth gear. Do you know what he'd done?
No, I don't want to know.
I'm going to tell you anyway.
Oh, bollocks.
He'd snapped his frenulum.
The bottom part.
You know what the frenulum is?
Underneath.
You don't know what the frenulum is, do you? Now I'm going to have to Google The exact meaning of the frenulum, so I can explain it to you.
I feel like I'm gonna be sick here. I don't like.
I do not care.
I don't like listening to these dick stories.
It's what people have. It's like this small fold of tissue at the top. Comes back. Yeah. You'd snap that. The thing is, it's a good job he was drunk, because if that had happened to me, I'd have been screaming, "Jesus, mother of mercy!" Like, okay, as soon. Do you know what the problem was? When
no.
I don't care. Don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. As soon as I read the headline of this, when it said "Today I fucked up by going in dry," I automatically knew what had happened before I'd read it. Except I didn't realise that it was his frenulum that had snapped.
You know, you feel like you're
kids when you're growing up and it's your first time. Just go down on your woman. Trust me, it'll work wonders. Mother of God.
I don't want it. That's grim. I'm in a ball. No.
Ooh, it must have been so fucking.
I don't want. No. Don't think about. No. Grim.
It's alright. It's alright. Now you know not to do that. There you go. This man has done that experience for you, and now you know in the future.
I'm having mental thoughts here of what happened. Oh, that's grim.
The thing is, if he hadn't been drunk, he'd be screaming. Yeah, that's his only saving grace.
Why'd you get stitches there?
It would have been better, to be honest with you, to have just cut it. Like you do in what religion is it?
Jewish.
Jewish. You just get it cut. If that was my case. Don't be sick. There's a bin there if you have to. It's alright, I'm going into gaming news now. You don't have to think about it anymore.
Can I do my gaming news first?
Yeah, sure.
Right, you know Red Dead Redemption's getting a second game, right?
Oh yeah, actually that was a little bit part of my news.
Yeah, they're delaying it till autumn next year.
That was my news.
Yeah, because they don't want.
No, they delayed it to 2018.
That's what I mean.
Spring, not autumn.
Oh no, my bad. Yeah, they're delaying it not because of any issues. They just want to get it right. Maybe they're learning from Ubisoft some big mistakes.
Ubisoft don't learn from their mistakes, and Rockstar always delay their games.
I know. They did it with GTA 5 as well, I remember. And they did it with Red Dead Redemption.
They did it with Red Dead.
Yeah.
Did it with Kind of Medic years ago.
Well, apparently there's someone saying there's most probably going to be at least one patch at the start.
Oh yeah. Do you remember GTA Online trying to get on it the first day?
Couldn't.
Nope. We all got 500 grand because of that. Now
that went down the wall.
Doesn't go nowhere, that 500 grand. But nice gesture anyway. Now I've got a list of games here for the PlayStation 4 that are coming out over the month of June. So kicking things off on Friday, which is the 2nd of June, Tekken 7. Boom, 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 comes out. Personally, I'm more partial to playing Dead or Alive. I'm waiting for the next one. Dark Rose Valkyrie. Not a game I'm aware of, but it's coming out on the 9th of June. But that day's got a number of big games coming out. We've firstly got Dirt 4, the second biggest game of the month.
That's actually 40 quid for pre-order.
Not bad, is it?
And that's Steelbook edition.
Not bad.
Tesco.
Amazon, 42. First day delivery. Cha-ching.
Discount. Ding, ding.
So in reality it'd be 50 quid.
30. That 40 was at standard price.
Oh, okay. If you were stupid enough to buy Wildlands, some DLC's coming out on the 6th of June.
I didn't get the DLC.
Well, you're alright then.
Mikey got the DLC. Idiot.
There's a bunch of other things. There's Elder Scrolls Online DLC and stuff's coming out. We've got another big release though on the 7th of June over here in Europe. Wipeout Omega Collection is coming out.
Wipeout.
Boom, boom, boom. Wipeout was the legendary PS1 racing series.
Was that the one in the arena? Or was that a different one? It was like a massive bus that's like the high level car and you have to smash into people.
No. Completely different. We've got a number of other games coming out. Cars 3, if you like Cars 3, that's got a game coming out.
Yay!
MotoGP 17 showing some good promise.
Really?
This one is. That's got me interested in looking at it. That's coming out on the 15th of June. Dead by Daylight's got a PS4 retail and PSN release on the 23rd of June. This is in Europe, all these dates. They come out a little bit earlier in America and some of them. Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood comes out on the 20th of June. We're on the 15th, aren't we? So I don't know what that is. MXGP 3 comes out on the 20th of June. Another game that's looking very good at the moment.
It's not the Dirt Rally.
That's the motocross one, yeah. What else have we got? Codemasters got another big launch coming out, a resurrection of a PS1 legend, Micro Machines. They've got a World Series coming out on the 23rd of June.
Decent.
Well, looks like it could be very good. For those people who like playing golf, the Golf Club 2's coming out in June as well. I'm personally hoping at some point this year we'll have a PGA Tour. Fingers crossed. Because I quite like the first one. And the biggest release of the month comes at the end of it on the 30th of June. Crash Bandicoot. Yay. The big man returns. I'm stoked.
I'm going to come into the stream and be full of fucking Crash Bandicoot posters.
Yeah, it will be orange. That wall's orange, those two will be orange as well. We've also got some other games that are scheduled for this month, no exact release date for them. There's a DLC coming out for Final Fantasy as well this month, I think.
Which one, the 5th?
Episode Prompto. I don't know, I don't play Final Fantasy 15, so I'm not sure.
I haven't played
Tour de France 2017. You're silly. And the big game for Mikey. Mikey's favourite game is now getting a yearly update.
GayPornstars.com.
No, because it's not available on PS4.
Which? GayPornstars.com.
I don't even know if it's a real thing, but let's assume it's not on PS4. No, Farming Simulator 18 is coming out. Mikey will be pleased. He'll be listening to the podcast. Ooh, pre-order.
We'll hear oink oink stand the microphone. Oink oink here, a moo moo there, moo. Farming.
Yeah, don't know what the fuck you're on about.
Yeah, oh, and tractor noises.
Now, there is a rumour, a couple of rumours before. I mean, I want to have a little talk about Destiny 2, obviously, with Matty. But before we get to that, a rumour that I seen the other day from one of EA's community managers, he was talking during a Twitch live stream, and I'm taking this with a pinch of salt for now because it's not E3 yet, and that's when we'll find out about FIFA 18 naturally. But, and I'm saying this in, I'm saying you heard it first from us if this ends up being true. But apparently from now on, Legends will be exclusive to PS4 on Ultimate Team.
Legends.
Yep. They used to be they're exclusive on Xbox currently and have been for a long time, but apparently, according to this EA community manager, they're now coming to PS4.
How long have they been exclusive for Xbox?
Long time, about 6 or 7 years.
Well, maybe it's about time we get them.
Maybe, yeah. Well, apparently they're being exclusive to PS4 and not on Xbox, which is a big kick in the face for Xbox fans.
Because they're not getting the new Spider-Man game, they're getting Legends, they've lost Tomb Raider.
They've lost Tomb Raider's multi-platform now. They haven't got many console exclusives left apart from Forza and Halo.
That's basically
and Alan Wake.
On Gears.
Gears
is just a money grabbing now.
Don't know, I haven't played it.
It used to be great.
There are some other stuff as well that we can talk about with upcoming potential possibilities at E3.
Yeah, I've got some sad news.
And this is Zoo Gaming.
Yes. The Spider-Man game. It may not get released in 2017.
What did I tell you? I've been saying this for months. I keep telling you, ultimate little hype train, for some reason, cannot stop.
It's just been derailed.
I mean, even I was reasonable when it came to Horizon Zero Dawn. But God.
My train has just been derailed and hit a bush.
No, it's took a stop. And you're just currently on lunch. And we'll be back. It'll be at E3. I'm sure.
Definitely.
I'm sure it'll be.
But apparently they have brought some news in. They're changing it all up. They're getting the best bits from different games, which I can only see being the
Spider-Man 2,
the web slinging from Spider-Man 2, and the web attacks from Web of Shadows.
Okay.
Apart from that, all the other Spider-Man games have been button mashing, copies of Arkham Asylum.
Well, so basically like Assassin's Creed in some respects.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a little bit of news came out about that. News is coming up soon about it. Two things from Ubisoft actually. They had the reveal, the worldwide reveal of Far Cry 5 as well.
So that's set in the
America, which is like sort of taking like a religious themed town in America, which looks quite good as per with Ubisoft trailers. I'm not judging it at all though until it until it comes out,
because you know faces will be gone.
The graphics will be like. It'll be completely downgraded, just like every other game that they've done.
You know what? I tried playing Unity again the other week.
I told you.
I can't play it.
It's not aged. It's not aged well at all.
That's like they put the first patch out and then thought, fuck it.
Pretty much.
Syndicate have finally finished Jack the Ripper.
Love that.
They did the great story and then the ending was a bit...
No, I thought it was appropriate. I knew that was the way it was going. Couldn't really finish it off any other way with Syndicate.
No, I guess. I need to do the other DLCs now.
Ripper DLC was great though.
It was good.
And
Rogue. They've actually put Rogue back on the Xbox 360 backwards compatibility. So say you've got all the Xbox 360.
Yeah, I know.
You can put them onto the Xbox One.
We're gonna see the Scorpio at E3.
Definitely.
We know this is going to be the best console out there this year when it comes out.
The Pro.
Yeah, it's going to smash the Pro to pieces.
The only good thing about the Pro will be cheaper. Ish.
I cannot wait to see what the price of this Scorpio is going to be.
500 I get. Do you want to bet?
No.
£5 bet?
No.
Okay, KFC bet?
No. I've told no.
Damn it.
I'm not betting anything. It will be more expensive than the Pro, I will confirm that now. I guarantee it will be more expensive.
How much though?
Don't know. I don't know. All I know is that the tech that's in it is going to be a lot, and to make a profit off that's going to be tough while keeping the costs down. I don't think it's impossible, but it's going to be tough.
They might lose sales from just having the cost so high.
I don't like the fact that we've got these upgraded consoles. They wind me up.
Because we got these.
Yeah.
And they've only just come out.
Well, they haven't only just come out 4 years ago.
When we were both in uni.
No, you had one for a year before I got mine.
Yeah, I got mine in uni.
Come on then, let's talk about Destiny 2 before we go on to some E3 predictions.
I honestly haven't seen the gameplay trailer.
You haven't watched it? I thought you had.
I saw the little cinematic trailer about what the story is. Right, give me 2 seconds.
No, you're not allowed to watch it now.
Damn it.
I watched this Destiny 2 trailer. Now, for the kickoff, just so people know, there's no dedicated service for Destiny.
Servers?
Dedicated servers.
Oh, what?
It's also going to be a game that's running at 30 frames per second.
Damn it.
Now, I've said in the past that I'm not too fussed about frames per second. I try not to get worked up on them. Sometimes in certain games you can't help it.
But
Now, I know for a fact there are certain games that need to run at 60 frames per second. You can get away with it in racing games because you can. Not Assetto Corsa because it looks fucking atrocious. It's a 60 frames game but the graphics are terrible. But my point is, Battlefield 1 is a 60 frame per second game. Multiplayer, 64 players any one time on console. Now Destiny 2, Bungie have said, or I think it was Luke Reed who come out and said, not Luke, I can't remember his surname. One of the Destiny Bungie community managers said, yeah, we've got some technical limitations that means that they can't do it. Now,
what's the point in trying to do it if you can't do it?
If Battlefield 1 can run 60 frames per second, this is not a criticism, but if Battlefield 1 can run 60 frames per second with 64 players in an online lobby, and yet Destiny can only run 30 frames per second with maximum of 4-on-4 lobbies, why is that the case? I can't quite...
Technicians?
Well, no, because it's Bungie. You've seen how well they did with Halo. They couldn't have suddenly gone bad. Even Destiny 1 was a masterpiece, even if it was lacking in many areas.
Hey, Destiny 1 was 30 frames, wasn't it? Or was it 60?
I don't know.
Because if they've gone from 60 to 30, there's something...
I think it was 30, but...
To be fair, the Battlefield 1 graphics do flop at times. Like loading in. goes like what's the word?
Lags.
Yeah, that. I use that.
I haven't got anything on Destiny 1, but I'm assuming it would be 30 frames. And they said that they couldn't run 60 frames per second on the PS4 Pro.
Even though it's a Pro.
So I'm wondering, is the environmental background stuff that hefty that it can't run it? It's the only thing I can think that the level design is that complex.
Well, why are they making a game for the Pro? It's not going to run 60.
Well, that's the thing. All Pro games have to run 60 frames per second at a minimum upscale of 1024 by, I can't remember what it is, 1080 by something. And yet they can't run 60 frames on the Pro.
So basically they're just making one giant add-on for Destiny 1.
Now, this is another thing that I was going to say, because it's funny you've just mentioned that. I watched this Destiny 2 gameplay and it looked fine. It was nice sound.
It just looks like they've started.
It looked, but if someone had said to me, if I hadn't seen that trailer, someone had gone, "Yeah, this is the new expansion for Destiny 1."
It would have been.
I'd have been like, "Oh, well, cool. I'll get that." Honest to God,
it just looks like the same.
Yeah.
Have Ubisoft gone to Bungie?
I was just like, well, the thing with this is they're making us, the home that they've built, the tower in Destiny 1.
Yeah.
That whole home hub area. They now want us to care about it being destroyed in the second one, because that's how the initial trailer was launched. I don't give a fuck about that tower. I never once bonded with it. The only thing I ever enjoyed playing was playing football and pushing you two off the edge.
Oh, when we were climbing. No, wait, that's the iron.
That was at the mountain, yeah.
Even that was better than the tower.
I don't care that the tower has been blown up. I really don't.
I hated the mountain got blown up.
If the mountain had gone, I'd be like, oh, that was just fun trying to get up there. Mikey raging. Didn't
we spend like 3 hours just trying to climb
trying
up
to get you and him up there was the most baneful thing in my life. I managed to get up there a couple of times.
Same in the end.
And got there in the end. Now,
I don't see the point in them doing it. Because it's going to cost 50 quid. No.
I like the look of Destiny 2. Am I going to buy it at launch? Let's wait till E3. Let's see some good gameplay at E3.
It'll be the same gameplay.
Well, I want to see some new stuff. I want to see a new trailer that focuses on the story. Because I know it's to do with the Cabal. No, they will. They can't not do a story trailer.
They didn't.
They did an initial thing. That's not a story trailer. That's just an initial, we're fighting the Cabal about something because they blew something up.
I have seen one thing though. They're based on like the ground, like a little town out on the train track.
Something like that, yeah. Now the problem with Destiny 1 is they've said, we're not going to have Grimoire cards anymore. The ones that have got all the story in them. Apparently, like a few weeks before release, or maybe a month or two, not so long before release, they had all the story enacted and they had it all built in menus and stuff. And the bigwigs up at Bungie. It was Activision who published it, wasn't it, as well? I think it was Activision who said, no, let's do it this way. Apparently the whole story and everything and content and lore should have been built into the game, but they pulled it out and then rewrote it. In Destiny 1, yeah. Allegedly.
That's why I hate Activision. They mess around too much.
That's why, thank the gods that Sony have got their mitts all over Crash Bandicoot just to stop them from fucking it up. The good of it, they're more publishers than ever. The problem is, Destiny 1 should have been a better game, yes. But because they cut everything out with 8 months to go, it bollocked the whole game up. It would have been a great game had it had the Taken King and everything. If the Taken King had been in there as well as the main story, if that had come packaged as one, and we'd have had the Rise of Iron as a separate content thing, that'd have been great. It'd been a bit more story. It'd have been a bit more excusable then for having a bit of a, because it had a plot, but nah.
Yeah, the plot
wasn't there.
Exactly.
The only thing that they ever did was introduce the Queen, and she was. But that's not the point.
I wonder if the people heard that word.
Well, fit.
Yay!
I'm not afraid to admit when
even though you just whispered it.
I'm not
very
afraid
quietly.
to admit that the aliens are fit. I don't know what this get-up is with people who go, what this get-up is with Mikey's go, I wouldn't have sex with an alien, it'd have to be human. Probably have better luck, mate, with an extraterrestrial species than your own kind.
That's harsh but funny.
It's true.
I know.
Now, just before I get into my review for Persona 5, I want to have a brief talk about E3 and what to expect from PS4 in terms of first party studios.
Spider-Man.
No.
That's first party.
Let me get to what I'm doing.
Sorry.
We talk about in different regions. So Asia, we've got Japan Studio. They work on everything to Japan Studio. And we know they're working on NAC 2. So that's probably going to be announced at E3.
NAC 2.
Yes, NAC 2.
Don't even think I've seen NAC 1.
Good. Polyphony Digital, we know the work they're doing Gran Turismo. The closed beta is out at the moment. I've been playing it. And we know it's going to be at E3 again this year. So expect to see more of Gran Turismo blasting about. It has improved a bit since I've played it. It has looked better. It's very fun to play. It's not as sim as Assetto or Project Cars, but I have found it fun to play. Whether it's going to be a day release, I don't know. Naughty Dog, we know are making some stuff. We know they're coming out with a Lost Legacy. I'd be surprised if they brought anything up about Lost Legacy at E3, considering it comes out in August. And if you don't know what that is, it's the expansion for Uncharted 4. So I don't know if they will, but we might see Last of Us Part 2, which I'm interested in having a look at.
I thought the writer for that was doing the Star Wars games.
Yeah, this is completely different.
Oh, right, okay.
She left a while back. Bend Studio, the ones that are doing Days Gone, we know we're going to see more of that. You know, the one with the zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Quite like the idea and the premise of that. I'd like to see a bit more gameplay of it, and then I'll make a decision. But it looks pretty interesting. Just looking for a couple of stuff. We know God of War's going to be there, which will be a big game for Sony.
God of War.
Come on, you know God of War, Kratos.
Yeah, that's the one.
We don't know so much about anything else from the main studio. I mean, Sucker Punch could be making something because they made Sly Cooper and Infamous. You remember Infamous? The games? No?
Wait. No.
You don't remember Infamous?
Never played it.
What have you been doing?
Well,
I'm playing Batman.
And Formula 1. And FIFA. I've been scoring goals.
European stuff. The only thing that we could expect from Guerrilla Games is maybe a mention or a brief a little snippet of something from this DLC story thing that they might be doing for Horizon Zero Dawn, which would be quite cool.
I still need to buy that.
Yes, you do.
After the exams.
Yes, you do. After the exams. Some of the second party studios, such as, Clap Hands, they're making Everybody's Golf 7. My mate's gotten the beta to that. That's pissed me off because I like Everybody's Golf. It's a fun little game that I used to play back in the PS1 days, but that'll be coming out in August. I'm sure they'll be doing something. Kojima Productions, that's Hideo Kojima. Obviously, we've got maybe more Death Stranding potential.
Death Stranding.
Wait, what?
My brain's running blank again. Is he the guy who did the Metal Gear games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Insomniac Games, obviously they're the ones who are doing Spider-Man.
Yay!
I suspect there'll be something there.
They need to bring something.
They probably
They've left everyone hanging for a year.
They do need some gameplay stuff, I think.
It's been a year.
So?
With one trailer.
Yeah, that was exactly the same for Horizon Zero Dawn, so...
Hey, it must be as good then. Hey.
That's a push. There's a lot of pressure on it, to be fair.
There is a lot of pressure from me. Be good, Insomniac. Please, for the love of God.
Ready at Dawn, they're the ones who made The Order, 1886.
Wasn't that like zombies?
That was like that thing that was like 6 hours long.
Yeah, and everyone complained it was so shit.
Mikey bought it.
And wasn't that Evolve as well?
Yeah, I don't know. I know Ready at Dawn did it, but...
I know Evolve was crap, apparently. Like, so short.
I'm looking for a couple of things around here. We know what I'm thoroughly hoping that they show some gameplay and potentially a release date for Detroit Become Human, which is the one with android robots living amongst society. I showed you a trailer of that a while back, and that was some actual gameplay.
Really?
That'd be awesome if that was it. If they got a release date for that, I'd be like, pre-order now! Be straight on.
You have the money to do so.
Could From Software be releasing a Bloodborne 2? We know they're working on it.
Apparently there are rumours that there's going to be a tease.
We'll soon see. Do you ever play Hellblade?
The guy that
They were the ones who made Heavenly Sword.
No, I didn't.
Okay, but we've got a few other things. Wild, which is that indie developed game, which looks quite nice. Yeah, that looked quite a cool game, that one it got showed last year. I'd like to see a bit more of that. Because if it's available on PSN at some point, or if it's on a discount, I think I'd buy it. I quite like the idea of those games. Are we going to see anything about Final Fantasy VII's remake?
Probably.
Because when did the trailer come out? Was it 2015? Was it? Or 2016?
Honestly, can't remember.
I can't remember which year it was, but I remember the big hype about it. I'd love to see something, but I don't know. We know that game company are also working on another game. They were the ones who made Journey. Love Journey, one of the best games.
Never played Journey.
Brilliant game, lovely game it was. And are we going to see anything about Shenmue 3? That was a big Kickstarter thing, a classic game from the Dreamcast days, and that's back on Sega consoles. Could potentially come to the fore, and obviously, are we going to see something of Red Dead?
Yes.
Are we going to see something, or is it going to be at PSX?
You'd think they'd go to the biggest.
And I reckon there's going to be something else that we don't know about.
Some hidden.
A new IP or something. You know what they're like.
Assassin's Creed apparently is meant to be bringing something. Everyone knows what it is.
It's in Egypt.
Yeah, I don't know why they just don't show us, because we already know what's coming. There's no point waiting for surprise. It's been ruined.
It'll be a surprise when we see it.
Yeah, the trailer's got no faces. Just
like red
tongues and
skin,
eyes.
like 2 eyes and like a tongue. That's freaky as fuck, that was. But it's going to be a good E3. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see what Nintendo are doing and Xbox.
Ooh.
EA are doing their own shitty little EA Play thing again.
More details on Assassin's Creed, the new one. Apparently they're bringing back the ship stuff.
But in a very limited capacity.
Yes, and they're also making it like The Witcher.
I don't know what to feel about that.
If they did it like the fight mechanics, yippee. If they made it as complicated as all the alchemy, all the magic, all the sword.
Do I want it to be a JRPG?
No.
Sorry, no. Do I want it to be an RPG?
No.
I'd like it to be great.
If it was an RPG,
I know I gave Syndicate a 10 out of 10, and that's because I loved that game. I know it's flawed, and I know it's got its problems, and I'll admit to that firsthand, but I fell in love with that game because of the characters.
So, if they make it an RPG, it's just going to be like Assassin's Creed 1, just doing the same shit over different places.
It wasn't an RPG.
Yeah, it was the same prison. It
wasn't an RPG. You went there, stab, and then went back. That was.
Went there, stalk, go back.
Stalk, climb up a tower, stalk, go into a safe house, stalk, kill.
You still wouldn't,
Desmond!
You still wouldn't think that's one of the best games they made.
It was a good game. Repetitive, but still a very good game.
Exactly. I don't know how they fucked up.
Unity.
Unity, yeah.
Unity was the problem.
They made Unity at the same time as Rogue, and I still say Rogue is one of the best games they made. Even though it was just for the 360. I honestly wish they could remaster Rogue and 3.
But I don't need 3.
I do.
I don't need 3.
I even hated that game. I don't know why.
Because Connor was boring as fuck. Tell me he was fun. Tell me he was fun. Go
Okay,
on.
it wasn't fun, but it was just fun to run around a bow and arrow. Indians.
But there's not. I'm Connor. Reconnor Tank on. It's like the best character again, like in fucking Assassin's Creed Unity. The best character was the supporting actor. You know, Elise in Unity, and what was the guy whose house you lived at? The old black guy. Achilles. Awesome character.
I like the fact
he was better than him.
No,
But
it wasn't.
don't get me wrong, that game was great in a number of things, but the thing that turned me off from it was Connor.
Agreed.
That was the problem with it.
I just like
Cool idea.
If they didn't have him talk, perfect game.
Well, funny enough, speaking of silent protagonists, we're moving on to Persona 5. My review for Persona 5. It's took me a while to complete the game. Came out in April 5th or the 4th, I can't remember which day exactly.
Wow, took you longer than a month to finish a game.
Yes, it did, because it's a long game, and I decided I wanted to enjoy it. And boy, have I enjoyed it. Just to start off with. I'll give you a quick premise of the actual story itself. You play a protagonist. In the comic, in the manga, his name's Akira, but you get the choice to name him in the actual game, so it's up to you. But let's call him the protag for now. And you have to go on a year's probation, living away from your hometown, away from your parents.
In school.
In a school, because of an incident that makes you out to be a bad guy. Now, when you come over to Yongan-Jaya, which is just not too far away from Shibuya, which is basically where it's set, you get given this rap of like the fact that some of the students there, when you first attend on your first few days, they think you've killed someone. You know, you haven't done anything anywhere near as bad. It's just the rumours escalate, and you get taken under in a cafe known as LeBlanc, and you're under the guidance of a character called Sojiro. Now, a quick note about Sojiro: he's a cool fucking guy, but when you first meet him, he is antagonistic to you as he possibly could be, because it's like, why do I have to deal with this kid? You will find out as the story progresses why, and I'm not going to spoil any of that for you, but this game, unlike traditional RPGs and JRPGs, it doesn't feel like it takes a long to get off your phone. It doesn't feel like it takes a long time to get going. It feels like you're thrust into the action straight away.
You like The Witcher?
I thought that took a bit of time to get used to. There was that initial opening part, and then it's just you get straight into it pretty much.
Okay.
I don't think it's slow, put it that way. You one day, after a few days, you walk into school, and then something happens as such. I don't want to reveal too much, and you end up in a distorted version of the school that you go to. Now, this is known.
Limbo.
What?
Is that like Limbo?
No, they're called palaces, and you have to go up against one of the bosses, who has a distorted view of what the school is like. So in a normal school, you'd have people doing working classes. In his mind, in his heart, he thinks that the students that are doing work are actually just being locked up, and they're performing for him. It's quite distorted. It's quite fucked up in a way, actually. And you come across two of the first of the three party members you begin with. So you come across Ryuji, who walks in with you. You'd love him, by the way. Ryuji, yeah. He's a cool ass guy. I like him a lot because he's slightly thick, and he's got a good play off with a number of other characters. And you meet Morgana, who is a cat that can talk. It gets explained, don't worry. And you try and figure out a way of escaping this palace, and you think, what the fuck is going on? Why is it here? What do I have to do? How do I stop this guy from doing something? And that's when you go into your turn-based RPG. And as I've just said, it's a turn-based game, but my God, has Atlas executed this perfectly. It's the first time I played a JRPG turn-based game since Final Fantasy VII. Actually, no, sorry, Final Fantasy X. And this game, battle-wise, is very, very good fun. It's not unfair. It's difficult. It's very difficult at times, but it's fun to play, and you've got to think strategically. You've got to think what your next move is going to be. And you can get perks and ranks and stuff with your original party as you build your way through the game and you level up. Now, in the game, there are a number of other characters that you recruit into your team. So, the original 4, you get yourself, Morgana, Ryuji, and Anne. Those are your first 4, and you get to use them. They've all got different types of skills, strengths, and weaknesses. And then you meet the other ones eventually, such as Makoto and Yusuke and Haru and Futaba, and that's that lot. And you can rank them up by hanging out with them after school and doing certain activities with them. And you're like living a normal school life, but then balancing that with going into palaces and mementos and fighting shadows and demons and stuff. It's fucking mental. I will give huge props to Atlas and their character design, because the monsters are fucking mad. Some of them are. Some of them you can't explain. You can have a persona that's basically a jack-o'-lantern. Do you know Jack Frost? Yeah, they've actually managed to personify that and turned it into a big snowman with a funny hat. It's just that some of the designs are really, really awesome.
You mean like Charizard hat?
No. But it's really cool the way they've done it. And obviously you're going through day-to-day life and you're trying to level them up, and that's when you meet other people called confidants. And these people you can also rank up, and you get perks from them. So you meet a doctor, a high school teacher, a model toy store seller, a political speaker, an arcade kid, and they've all got different bonuses. So like if you have, I don't know, you say you meet the arcade kid and you strike up a level with him. You got to say level 5. Max confident reach is level 10 for all the characters. You could say you ambush one of the shadows when you're trying to infiltrate a palace. You get a potential chance of being able to hail a gunfire at him from the whole party and get a third of his damage taken off, depending on how weak that enemy is. They all have little perks. So like if you meet up with the doctor, she can give you half price off their stock and stuff at work, which is another really cool thing. But then you've also got to rank yourself up as well. So naturally you're in school, so you have to do tests. And it's really well executed. You get asked every couple of days, you get asked a question and you have to get it answered. It's multi-choice for all of them, and you go let's see, like maybe you get asked about the history of Japan. Some of them you'll know, some of them are pretty easy questions, but some of them are really difficult that you don't know. And it can be affected by this 5-star chart. So you have 5 different things that you can improve. You can improve your charm, you can improve your knowledge, you can improve your guts, or you can improve your proficiency, which is basically how well you do stuff, and you can also improve, this is where I forget the 5th one in the left corner, bugger. But they all have different. Again, they all have different things. So if you have your knowledge, you could help rank up quicker with certain confidence. If you improve your charm, it means you can have your way with the ladies. If you have good proficiency, it means you can make weapons quicker, or you can take on additional challenges, like the Big Burger Challenge, which is pretty cool. And there are many ways you can rank up characters and rank up yourself, and it's all well and good. You probably won't be able to do it all in one go, but you can do it in a second one with a New Game Plus. So you get to keep all your stuff and then build on from that in your second one. I want to talk about the characters, because the characters in this are fantastic. I've already mentioned them in name, but I felt like this cast of characters in some ways to be better than people I know. not you, but like, so they react to things like normal teenagers would growing up.
Okay.
And it's just like, you've got Yusuke, who's an artist who's fucking mad. Like, he says strange things, but you can see he's deeply troubled by things and events that have happened in his past. You've got Anne, who is beautiful, stunning, but she suffers with, because she's half English in a Japanese country, she's shunned by people, so she has issues with friends and talking to people.
Okay.
And you got Ryoji, who's blamed for something that happened at school, and he was the only one who stood up for what was right, and he gets shunned by loads of people. It deals with real life issues in the context of a game, and there are very few out there like that pull it off, not just efficiently, but to a point where you relate to it. Like, you can actually relate to some of the issues and problems that they go through. And it's a lot for a game to do that. A JRPG to do that as well is another big thing. And obviously you work your way through, and you develop relationships. You can enter relationships with certain characters as well.
Can you now?
Yes. No, there's no sexy bum fun like you think there is. But they truly come out at the end of the game as friends and family. They're brilliant. And the supporting cast is fantastic. And everyone's got a really good story about themselves. The soundtrack to this, which you've listed two parts of, is fucking fantastic. The soundtrack is incredible. I urge anyone to go and listen to it on YouTube. It's out there, you can listen to it for free. Just search Persona 5 soundtrack. There's a guy on there, there's about 100 different songs. It's a blend of like jazz and rock. It's just awesome. And it's got a really nice soul singer in there as well. I can't remember her name, but she's brilliant. Really, really good. You can also download some free DLC for it. You can, if you really want, you can have the Japanese audio instead if you fancy it. I just went with the English one, but they're very well voice acted in the English version. They're really well done. I was surprised at how well they were acted, actually, because you can really feel the emotion of characters shine through from that. The design of the game is it's just something else. Like, I've never seen at the end of a battle a moving XP screen that shows like cash earned and XP raised and moves learned, but my god, they pulled it off well. It's certain you get finishing moves when you're killing off a character. It's so flashy and stylish. It's just incredible.
What, flip up in the air and slice?
No, it's just like it's got its own like finishing cut, and then it cuts to a finishing pose and stuff of each individual character that you were on for the turn. It sounds mad, but it's friggin' brilliant. It is an amazing piece of design. I don't know who came up with it, but the red and black contrast is perfect throughout the whole game. And it does, and like I said, you deal with personal issues, and you deal with growing up in high school and trying to balance your life, and you got to get you know, in some cases you got to get a part-time job to complete requests.
Really?
You can get a part-time job. It's really cool. You got to remember that you can go and work in a noodle shop, and which means you got to remember people's orders, or you can go and work in a florist and remember what flowers and make suggestions. It's really well thought out, like painstaking detail. I've played through it now. I've done 90 hours it took me to finish the game off. It would have taken me even more if I decided not to use the fast travel system, because it has a fully functional Japanese Shibuya underground train platform. So you could actually, if you wanted to walk from place to place, you could. It's really well thought out, and it's a masterpiece of a game. I've been playing it now. Like I said, I've been playing it for a few months. I finished it the other week. I didn't do it last week because we had too many reviews. I wanted to do it this week. I wanted to think about it. The game, for me, has no weakness.
Graphics?
Perfect. It's 30 frames per second, but you don't even notice it. And the best thing is, it was made for PS3 and upscale for PS4. Do you know what the difference is between the PS3 and the PS4 version?
Nothing.
Loading times.
Sadly?
Pretty much.
Decent.
There might be a slight graphical change, but I can't notice it. It's a very, very, very I can't actually put it into words of how good this game is. There are people out there who are playing it. I mean, like I said the other week, it sold 1.5 million copies in its first month. You know, for the JRPG game that's not as well known as Final Fantasy, that's a big fucking deal. You know, not many games do that. The game deserves a lot of praise. It deserves all the praise in the world. Because, like I said, I can't find a fault with it.
Can you give it one?
I'm not going to. I tried to think of one.
Oh, I don't think it's got a platinum award.
Yeah, it fucking has. And the simple. I was thinking about this the other day. It's a 10 out of 10.
Uh-huh.
You know, listen, you can hear what I'm saying about it. It's a 10 out of 10. And I said the other week about Horizon, it had to be better than Uncharted 4 to be a platinum or just as good. This isn't just as good. This is better than it. For me, by a long shot. And not only that, this isn't, for me, this is the best PS4 game ever to have come out.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than Project.
Yeah.
Better than.
In fact, it's not fair to compare a racing game and a JRPG.
Better than Mass Effect.
Yeah, by a mile.
All of them.
I'm willing to say that, yeah. And you know how high I rank Mass Effect as a trilogy.
Better than Horizon.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't think of any other games you like.
There's nothing else on PS4 that comes close.
Mafia.
It's not a 10 out of 10 game.
Destiny.
It's not a game. Just shut up. Like I said, no. It's better than that. Stop thinking of games. My mind is made up. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a Platinum Award game. 100%. I've no doubt in my mind about it. I urge anyone to go
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. I urge anyone to go out and play it. Anyone. You don't even have to like JRPGs. You don't even have to like turn-based games. You will love this game. I'm telling you, Matty Morris, right now to buy that game before you get Horizon. Honest, it is that good. The character designs are fantastic. The persona designs are fantastic. The story is incredible. There were some shocks in there that I wasn't expecting. Definitely some I wasn't expecting. One boss I didn't expect to see in a fight, but it was. This isn't, for me, I've played hundreds of games over the years. And my favourite game of all time is Crash Team Racing. It still is. But fucking hell does this game come close. In fact, I am debating to play through Crash Team Racing again and Persona 5 to come up with a definitive answer of what is my favourite game of all time. Because Persona 5, I know it sounds like I'm blowing smoke up its arse, but I'm not. I can't justify. My review does not justify how good this game is. It really does.
Glitches,
no glitches, no. I've not come across a single glitch. It's so well designed and so well planned out.
Decent.
It's
Platinum
10 out of 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100, a million out of a million. I could not find a fault.
Well, that's it. The first platinum move.
Second to platinum.
Okay, second platinum.
After Uncharted 4.
Yes.
It is a platinum award, and I said at the end of last year, I said Horizon Zero Dawn was my game that I was going to look forward to the most, and it was. I was still looking forward to this. I was super pumped to play this. I was much sure I said, this is better than Horizon, and I wasn't expecting that. I just think it because it's fresh and it's new for me. It just blew everything out of proportion, and I'm calling it now. This is contender for Game of the Year, not just for me, because I think it probably will be unless one of the upcoming racing games, unless Project Cars 2 can pull off a blinder. This could end up being Game of the Year in a lot of publications.
No, not just S-Team.
No, not just S-Team. I think a lot of people. This is reviewed very well. It's the third highest ranked PS4 game on Metacritic, behind only GTA 5 and The Last of Us. And let's not forget, they're PS3 games. At first, they came out as... So technically, it's the highest rated PS4 game of all time. And rightly so.
So we need to see if I think it's a platinum.
I think so, yeah.
And maybe Mikey.
No.
Mikey won't think.
No, Mikey is too busy paying off his brum, which is his own fault.
Yeah,
because he's missing out on a very good experience, and you could easily get 110 hours out of that just by walking through platforms. And honest, I'm going to do that for my second playthrough, and I'm looking forward to it because I got lost on my first day trying to play it.
Well, we're going to Japan without even going to Japan.
It's going to be grand, and it's a great game. Honestly, I want to keep praising it, but I know we're pressed for time.
Yeah, no,
so I'm not going to. But that's the end of this week's podcast. I hope you enjoyed that review and the rest of the podcast with it.
Hope you enjoyed our little witty jokes.
Yeah.
Without Mikey.
About Mikey. Again. If you want to
toss it.
Follow me on Twitter, it's JackTM53. You can follow Mikey at Mikey Keating XD. You can follow him in a job centre somewhere at some point, no doubt. You can like us, comment. I know someone commented the other day, couldn't believe it. It was staggering, to be honest with you.
You got another one?
No.
Oh, we're praising the same guy.
I was just still referencing the same guy. It's not been that long.
We're praising you twice.
You know, it'd be nice. You know, that was a nice shock. It was a nice surprise. But
the next one's in a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Could be next week, depending on how things go. Could be in 2 weeks. All I know is that it's, what's the date today? It's the 28th, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it's not, all I'm going to say is if it's not next week, we will be back for an E3 special.
Yeah,
that
3
will
hours
be
of gaming.
Because that will be our next podcast, I think. So stick around, because we will be back more regularly. Hopefully Mikey will be with us to talk about E3, because at least Mikey knows his games. He doesn't play many of them, but at least he knows them. Not like you.
What?
You don't play many games.
I play the same
and you
ones
don't
I
pay
like.
exactly. So it's bye from Matty.
Sayonara.
It's bye from me, and we've been the S Team.